What's up, everyone? Big news for Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra, formerly known as Dragon Ball Project Multi. We've got our first official GT representation in the game. Baby, in his younger body, is joining the roster. This is a massive deal because not just because Baby is a good fan favorite villain, but because it is pretty much confirmed that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta will eventually be added to the game. I'm hyped for that. As you guys know, that is our whole spiel. We love Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So today we're going to be breaking down everything to know about Baby, his reveal, and what he does and where he fits into the meta. With that being said, if you guys enjoy the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. Alright guys, we have the trailer here. Let's go ahead and start off taking a look at Baby's animations. Not sure what to really expect with Baby or what kind of character. I'm assuming he's going to have something to do with taking over the character's body. There's his art right there. Pretty cool model, as they do. So right here, Baby kind of like flew in and he took over 18's body, and you can see like he's shooting ki blasts out while he's inside of 18's body, which kind of tells me he's probably going to be a technical character already. He also obviously can be outside of the body. He can take over the enemy character as well. I wonder how that works out. I think he has to kill the enemy character to take them over? Dude, his animations are amazing, dude. Oh my god. Dude, they cook so hard with Baby. This is the best Baby has ever looked, man. Holy shit. Baby looks fucking good. He's a tank? A tank? A tank that takes over the enemy's body. Dude, this is really freaking interesting. This is probably the most interesting character in the current roster that we have. I definitely did not expect him to be a tank. I would think he would be a technical player, but he's a tank. The concept with him is to use possession on both enemy and ally heroes. Stubbornly survive on the front lines by using possession. Okay. It's definitely a very interesting concept. Like I said, I think that's probably the most unique concept that we have in the current roster of characters. So I'm very excited to break this guy down. Let's go ahead and take a look at what his passive skill is. His passive is obviously possession on enemies. Possess a target enemy hero when you land a finisher. You can use some of their skills while they are possessed. Possession effect ends when the target respawns or when their HP is depleted. This is very similar to, if you guys have played League of Legends, there's a character called Viego, and he does pretty much this exact same thing. When he kills an enemy, he can take them over, use their skills and everything, and then transform back into himself. And every time he transforms into them, he kind of gets a little bit more HP and he regains stuff like that. So very similar to that concept, that's what Baby's doing here with his passive skill. And possession effects ends when the target respawns or when the HP is depleted. So you take over their HP as well. Very interesting, very interesting. So yeah, that's the possession animation right there. It looks very, very cool. So yeah, you just become Goku when you kill him. Very interesting. Really depends on how good Baby's base kit is, but he's also going to be a very high skill check character because you need to be good at the character you're possessing. Otherwise, it's just a waste of possession. So you have to be not only good at Baby, you also have to be good at very other characters. So for people, especially like me, who can play pretty much every character on the roster, this is going to be a very, very epic character for you to play. And if he's as good as he seems right now, it's going to be hell for people to play against, man. There's the possession ending animation, okay. Now we have his first skill here. The Finger Blitz Barrage unleashes an AoE attack in a targeted direction. Enemies hit will be forcefully moved, and you can move while using this skill. This is what that looks like. That looks very powerful. That is probably the level 3 version of it. That skill, again, it looks powerful. It pushes them back. It creates space for your team, but it's obviously it's not as good as like Vegeta's bomb, where he's pulling everybody in and is making it so they're grouped up. It's kind of just making space for your team. So that's one of the jobs you have as a tank, is to create space for your team, and that looks like something Baby will be very capable of doing, using that skill where he's pushing people back with a ki blast. Then he has Energy Explosion, unleash continuous AoE damage centered around yourself, gain strike defense up, movement speed down to enemies hit by the attack, and each time the attack hits an enemy hero, the cooldown of possession on allies will decrease. Can move while using this skill. That is a very overloaded skill right there, so let's break it down. One, this is where he's going to be getting his bulkiness, where he gets his like, kind of tank, is he's getting that strike defense up. He's also applying movement speed down to the enemy, which makes it very hard for them to run away from you as you're applying this, which is very good. I'm assuming as you're leveling the skill up, the AoE on it will get bigger. We'll see how big the AoE is once it does play. But overall, the skill just looks very, very good. I would say the idea kind of is you want to use this skill, get people around you, you know, you're doing constant damage to them, you're tankier, you're harder to kill, you have their movement speed down, and then once the skill runs out, you push them away with the ki blast so they can't retaliate. So it's a very good in-lane combo as well, where you're able to push people away after you're done trading with them, and you get the control over the trade using the AoE. Very similar to what Cooler does as well, but his lasts a lot shorter, I'm assuming, than this Energy Explosion. Yeah, see right there. The Energy Explosion area is very big. It lasts pretty well. Compared to Cooler's, Cooler's does not last nearly that long. Cooler's, though, does interrupt movement abilities. That is not what Baby's does. Cooler's is stronger in that regard, but this does overall do more, I would say. Then his third skill is the possession of allies. also known as backup fire. So Baby is able to possess a target ally, apply steal life to the possessed ally here. That is the first time we've had that effect in the game as well. He's the first tank, what it seems like, is able to make the ally hero gain actual healing. I don't know why we have Vegeta as an example here if Baby is a tank, because you can't run them on the same team, but it's just an example, I guess. But he also has your HP will replenish over time, and you can use backup fire to attack enemies. The HP of the possessed ally will also recover when backup fire hits enemies. So this will pair very well with characters like Goku, who want to get into the fight. They're in like the thick of it, you know, they're in the thick of it, they're shooting people down, and they're constantly taking damage because they're a melee character. And you're giving that hero the ability to not only heal themselves by probably applying damage to the enemy, you're also going to be healing themselves with the backup fire. And the backup fire is what we saw where Baby shoots Ki Blast from while he's possessing someone. This, I think, is going to be very strong and very annoying. If you guys are playing Marvel Rivals right now, there's a hero, Ultron, who just released on there, who does basically kind of this similar thing, where he can put a drone on somebody, and that drone will constantly heal that person. And that's kind of what Baby's doing when he's possessing an ally. He's making it to where they're constantly healing. He himself is also constantly healing. So what you could do is, you go into a fight, right, in like the laning phase. It's more so a laning phase ability rather than a team fight ability. But in the laning phase, you go into the lane, you take some damage, right, and then you jump onto your ally, heal yourself, your ally, and while you're still able to do damage. So that, I think, is going to be very strong in the lane. Baby looks like he's probably like up there with the tanks, like probably at least top 2. I think only maybe Cooler would be better. That backup fire also looks ridiculous depending on how much damage it puts out as well. And yeah, that's all really solid stuff right there. And then now we have the ultimate attack for Mr. Baby, Revenge Blast. Unleash a shockwave centered around yourself. You receive additional HP depending on the number of enemy heroes hit by the attack. And if the attack hits an enemy hero, the damage of this skill will increase the next time it is used. Very interesting. If the attack hits an enemy, the damage of the skill will increase the next time. That's cool, I guess. Holy shit, that health! Also, why did you do level 15? The fuck? That is weird. But that is a lot of health for Baby to be getting. So, what this tells us right now is Baby has a very, very solid base kit, right? He has a very, very solid base kit. He's getting a lot of extra HP. He's the first tank that allows allies to heal. And he's putting out a lot of damage. He's creating space. He's making it harder for you to run away. He's doing a lot of disruptive things, but then on top of that, he can take over your body, and then he also gets to use your abilities. Then he comes out of that, uses his abilities again. So overall, I think Baby is looking very, very strong. I think he's maybe only second to Cooler, probably in the tank department. If not, he might be just the best tank. But it really just depends on how strong he really is in play. But that is the Baby breakdown, man. He looks absolutely insane. Cannot wait to use him when the network test goes live. If you guys are also excited about that, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to stay tuned. We're doing a 24-hour stream first day the network test goes live. And with that being said, this is your boy Eisen, signing out.